What's up guys, welcome back to the poker vlog. This is episode number 66, and for this episode we play day 2 of the marathon event. It's an awesome episode. We come into it with a big stack. If you haven't checked out day 1 yet of the marathon, I think I titled it Running Up a Giant Stack or something. Do that because that's one of my favorite episodes that I've ever put out. I put a ton of effort into it and a lot of fun stuff. So you might want to look at that one first. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out.
I'm coming into the day with 118,000 in chips. Blinds are 400, 800 with 100 annies. I'm the chip leader at my table and I want to put pressure on some of the medium-sized stacks. It works out early on, but I didn't run particularly well after that. Completed level 7. It was kind of an interesting level. In the beginning, I pick up Queen 7 of spades in the cutoff and open to 2100. The button calls, the big blind raises to 3500, and I call. The button calls, the flop comes King, Queen, Deuce, Rainbow. The big blind bets 3500, I call. The button folds, the turn is another king. This time, the big blind bets 5100. I go ahead and try to turn my hand into a bluff and make it 12K. He tanks for a while and then calls. River is a 10 of diamonds. Big blind checks. I shove for about 23K effective and gets through. So it was nice, pick up a nice one there. Then I play kind of a weird hand where I have ace king offsuit in the big blind. Middle position player limps in. The button makes it 2800. I just flat. Middle position player flat, so we go 3 ways to the flop. Flop comes King, Queen, 6 with 2 spades. Checks to the button. He bets, let's see, 6K. I call. Middle position player folds. The turn is the 4 of spades, so there's 3 spades out there. I have the king of spades, ace of clubs. I check, and the button checks back, so I feel pretty good about the hand. The river is a jack of diamonds. I lead out for 7K, hoping to target a hand, maybe like king 10 or ace queen. The button makes the call and turns over king jack of hearts. So he 2-outed me, because if he hit the jack of spades, then I would have won. So that one was pretty brutal, because that was a big pot. It was like 35K or something. Then I get into a 3-way all-in. I open under the gun at 2100. Under the gun +1 shoves for 8900 total. Then the big blind rejams for about 13K. I call. I'm up against pocket 5s and ace queen offsuit from the big blind. Pocket 5s makes it set.
Oh, there you go.
So he
Nice
takes
hand,
down
man.
the main pot, and I win a smaller side pot. So I'm down to like 110 or something, which is a little frustrating. Lots of short stacks, lots of 3-bet shoving. So it's kind of weird. I have to open with sort of a tight range, and I'm not really getting that good a card. So hopefully that'll change, and I can run it up a little bit. Second break. I don't know if you can see, but Doyle Brunson is final tabled some event. I think it's going to be his last event ever, possibly. Anyway, not too much happened on that level. I 3-bet one hand with ace 5 of hearts, and got a caller. Flop came 7-6-4 rainbow. Check to me. I bet 4K. I got a call. Turn was 8 of clubs, so there's 2 clubs out there. I make a straight. Player checks. I bet 13K, and I was hoping that he would shove, because he tends to bluff a lot, and that's not a board that should hit my 3-bet range very hard, but he ends up mucking. And then I cold 4-bet in the big blind with ace king offsuit and won that. I'm at about 118, 120K. So just kind of staying even on the day. Nothing too crazy is happening. Level 9 is where things start to get interesting. Few people at our table get knocked out and are replaced by some really good players and bigger stacks. I did manage to win some pots, and luckily, before it's over, our table breaks and I get moved to a much softer looking table with fewer pros and more rec players. Just finished the third level of the day here with Jeff, tournament master.
So first hand I have pocket 10s in the hijack. Player to my right opens to 2600. I just flat. Big blind flats as well. Flop comes Jack 8 deuce with 2 spades. Checks to the pre-flop razor. He bets 4K. I call. Big blind folds. So we're heads up. Turn is a queen. I've got a gutter now. Queen of clubs. And the initial pre-flop razor checks. I bet 6K. And he calls. River is a blank. It's 3 of diamonds. He checks, I check back, and he says he has ace high, so I assume he has ace king. So that was nice. And then
nice value bet.
Yeah. Then I got out of that table. I got a table that looks much easier. No big stacks on my left. They're all kind of on my right. Seems to be a lot more passive. There were some really good pros at the other table. So in this hand, I pick up pocket jacks under the gun. I bet 3K. Button calls, kind of a shorter stack. He's got around 35 or 40K. Big blind also calls. Flop comes ace 5-3 rainbow. Checks to the button. He bets 5,500. Big blind folds. I make the call. Turn is the 9 of diamonds. I check and the button checks back. So I feel like jacks are probably good here in this spot. The river is a 6. I check. The button bets 6,500. He's kind of in a position where like every pot is really, really important, and this one's pretty big, so I felt like he was trying to bluff at it. I call, and he turns over king, queen, offsuit, so pocket jacks are good. I've got 140K and doing okay. How are you doing?
Nice. Chipping up, chipping down. A lot of 3 bets. Got a warm 5 bet in and showed the 8 of hearts, and the table went nuts.
During level 10, we find ourselves in the first easy situation of the day with blinds at 800, 1600, and 200 antes. A middle position player open shoves for 18,000, folds to us on the button with pocket jacks, and we make the call. The opponent turns over queen jack offsuit, so we're a big favorite. The flop comes 5-4 deuce with 2 hearts. The opponent doesn't have a heart, so we just need to fade a queen. Unfortunately, the dealer puts it out right on the turn. No, just kidding, that's a king. The river is an 8. We win, and we're feeling fantastic going into dinner, except we made a 1% swap with Jeff on the last break, and we get the news that he busted. Part of me suspects it was on purpose. After listening to a story about warm 5 betting and showing an 8, I assume he oversold his action for this tournament. Anyway, we take 156K into dinner. The average is 119, 360 players remain, and we come back with blinds at 1,000, 2,000. We're not that far away from the money. Certainly feeling pressure because I bubbled a lot of tournaments in my day. Definitely don't want to bubble another one. Luckily, we survived the level. It is supposed to be the last break of the night. We're either playing, we're playing to the money no matter what. So we're either going to play this level, and if we don't make the money this next level, then we'll play probably one more level. We've got 124K in chips. Took a rough beat. We had ace king open to 4,700. The guy directly to my left makes the call. We're both in middle position. Flop comes king 10 deuce with 2 diamonds. We don't have any diamonds, so we got top. I bet 4K. The player on my left raises to 12K. I call. Turn is 5 of diamonds. I check. Player bets 13K. I call. River is the 7 of diamonds. I check. Player bets 5K. I call. There's 4 diamonds on board. He has ace king with the king of diamonds. Unfortunate for us. So yeah, that was a big one to lose. We lost like 20% of the stack there. So yeah, we got a little bit less than average. Average is 144K, and there's 296 people left. Gonna play pretty snug. Now we're getting down to one of the most exciting moments in any tournament, the money bubble. The really experienced players that are still left in the field, like Chris Moorman and Jesse Sylvia, they're playing hyper aggressively in order to take advantage of those who are looking to squeak into the money.
Got all the
it's almost 4K for a min cash, so can't blame anybody for tightening up. That's quite a bit of money. I run cold for about the whole level, and my stack dwindles down to 100,000. At midnight, we were supposed to end, but instead that's when hand for hand starts.
We got 100K, we got about 40 big blinds. We're playing down to the money. We're on the bubble. 2 people need to bust. We're going hand for hand right now. It's gonna take a little while.
Despite it taking forever, the money bubble is actually kind of fun. I order a beer to help pass the time. There's lots of cheering in other parts of the room, and tough to tell why because we didn't make the money yet.
It's now 1 a.m. We still need one more person to bust out. We've been doing hand for hand for an hour. It just takes a really, really long time. We've done about, I think, 9 hands so far.
After quite some time, we finally get the announcement that everyone was waiting for.
All right, guys, we had 3 all-ins and 3 calls, and all 3 of them are still in the tournament. Shuffle up, deal another hand.
This is getting ridiculous.
Just give up and die.
For real though now. While capturing Ryan Reese on video like he's some kind of rare Pokemon, and also this guy who passed out from all the excitement, we get some great news.
Dealers, take your seats. Please take your seats. Congratulations, you have made the money.
All right.
Everyone's having a good time. We made the money. I'm excited for my first cash of the 2018 World Series of Poker. Hey, no need for that subtitle. That's cool. I bagged 92,000, which is less than I started with, but I wasn't in many easy situations, and I made very few big hands over the 10 hours of play, so I'm thrilled to still have 30 big blinds, and I can do plenty of damage on day 3.
Made the money, first cash of the summer, feels good. Played 4 events, got knocked out in the first level in 2 of them, bubbled Colossus. Really didn't want to bubble this one. This is the second largest event I'm playing this summer. The main is the biggest one, so it's definitely good to cash in this. Gonna get some sleep, coming back tomorrow at 1 for day 3.
That's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It definitely helps. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section. Yeah, so this episode, I was in a lot of tough spots. I ran extremely well day 1, didn't really expect to run that well day 2, but yeah, just didn't pick up big hands or anything, so I was excited to make it to day 3 and make it into the money. Be sure to watch the day 3 episode because that one's gonna be awesome. Super excited to put it out. I'll probably have it up in maybe like 3 or 4 days or something. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter for updates. I'm gonna be going to LA, Portland, I think Seattle, I think Austin, and definitely Denver, all in the next month and a half. So I wanna make sure to see you if you live in those areas, and maybe we can all play some poker together. Hope you're all doing well. Good luck at the tables, and I'll see you next time.
December 6th, Kitty is trying to wake me up. What's up, buddy? How you doing?